make like 6 UEF labs, I would say. Not like super early on, but like at some point, right? Like instead of this tank, he's making that Vina's making him a second tank. He should have nice. He's joking. He's not stalling. He's stalling mass. No, I guess it's fine. He rushed the hydro faster. He's rushing the hydro, but he's not power stalling. But he is mass stalling badly.
Alright, I forgot to show the map. But it's okay, because nothing important has happened.
Amazing.
So you're just as knowledgeable about the situation as you were if you just ignored the first half.
Nice, I just read. Apparently I already got DMs.
Well, the thing is, people will notice, and then 90 seconds later, they'll post in chat, and then I'll read chat.
Yeah.
I mean, this man says he's 100% ready to tournament. That's a lot.
That's 90% more than the average player.
How ready to tournament is the average player?
You should rename it to Andrani's forgot to change screen or whatever it was called. Okay, so no one cares is making the labs now, which makes sense, although it makes less sense as Aeon, but it's still good.
You know what, maybe I should move my Streamlabs to back where it normally is. So I remember that to change screen. Beautiful. So meanwhile, we have a lot of labs out from Knock. Almost all of them going to the top half of the map to try and deny this expansion over here.
Yeah, and this is the like, if there were not like you have labs all over the place at the bottom, at the top, you can just go around, you can take your time, and those engineers are definitely rateable. Like, especially at this time, like, he's an air scout, you can send air, you don't need land scouts with them, just have your air scouts for engineers. There's definitely a map where UEF labs would be amazing.
But you will see none of them.
Sadly not.
But you will see many flares.
Flares.
Flares, you say?
Flares.
Alright, the Flares have spotted one engineer. And there's...
Okay, stalling power pretty badly. And never mind, he fixed it by stalling 40 mass per second.
Oh, good job. That's better.
Easy.
Easy.
23 labs versus 13 tanks. I guess the tanks used defensively against this many labs may be fine, but he somehow missed the infinite labs north of his base.
Yeah, this is gonna cause some problems. There's like 3 NGs over here and 4 labs to kill them. It's gonna be brutal. Unless they hang around here and do nothing.
Yeah. No one cares, his use also a lot faster.
One above all has built a lot of inties.
True, which against Aeon I guess is fine, but still it's
versus
I
flares.
I guess it's air past, I think, or maybe that's why. Because he was e-stalling. Oh! This tank barely survives the double lap. They do raid the top left side. There's 2 bombers that might do some damage, but he's going after engineers in the main base, which is the worst target, instead of going for expanding engineers.
I mean, there's also this nicely clumped power here that could have been the target. Like, if those bombers had killed those P-Gens, that would have been 6 P-Gens, maybe?
Maybe as a Sarah bomber, but as a UEF bomber, no. Its clumped power is infinitely tougher for UEF bombers to kill. I mean, if it's only like 4 in a line, then UEF are even better. But if it's like, you know, if it's more like in a grid like it is now, when you want to damage it everywhere around, then UEF just doesn't do the job. It just does a lot less damage. Because the bombs drop in a straight line and they don't drop like in a circle to the massive AoE. But these labs in Venus base are gonna kill the Hydra.
That's bad.
He's already losing 80 power per second.
Oh no. It's a large percentage of his power is just this Hydro. Alright, the Hydro dies to 4 flares in a dream.
And he had like 6 tanks there ready for the labs, but they were just not in position at all.
Look, we got this nice 3 radars in our line over here.
Vina just pings. He placed a marker at the bottom left.
Wait, why? What does it say?
For the PD. This next, you can check in this POV.
You put a just to alert us of how dire his situation is. Make sure we understand. But Narc is currently operating about 53 mass to 14 mass.
That makes him... Well, that's because he's stalling 200 power per second.
Because this Hydro died to flares.
Yes.
It happens. Okay. Alright, pause the radars, please. You don't need these radars.
He needs 5 Tech 1 bombers, got 10 inties, but he's not using any of them. No, Gas finally switched to Auroras from the looks of things.
Yeah, he's just gonna build a big army.
He has 60 flares.
60 flares. That's enough to kill an ACU and some.
Yeah, it's true. Kind of funny when you think about it when both flares and Auroras gets 2-shot by ACUs. So you don't have the normal inefficiency of moving them into ACUs.
Yeah, gain efficiency.
No. Insane.
Wow.
Flares though, Aurora is only 12 mass more expensive than a flare. It's kind of funny, stat-wise they seem so much weaker, but of course the speed is insane. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's all about the speed. And somehow, despite like One Above All not having any power for the last 5 minutes, he wins an air fight. Even
while having made 5 bombers. Well, I guess no one cares, lost air killing those 5 bombers.
Alright, looks like One Above All is hiding in the water, but there's a giant army of flares that is going to kill everything in the bottom left corner that's not protected by a PD.
Oh yeah, it seems, I mean, he's still power stalling. He just pinged more things, so it's just Vina being Vina.
He's pinging more things. New patch issues. Blame the patch, yeah. Always blame the patch.
It's the devs once again.
It wasn't me, it was the developers.
Yes. Wonder how much units this Tech 1 PD south of Vina's main base is gonna kill. Although it doesn't have walls. Which,
yeah.
It's questionable. Yeah, no one cares is already hiding in the water, which makes sense. Also, UD said no one cares his BO was tagged at BO. I don't know about that, but you know, whatever.
I would believe no one cares would steal attack at the BO.
Yeah, that's true. So why this is kind of shitty 20-kilometer map? It's yeah.
One Above All trying to spam up emergency P-gens in the expansion that's about to die to Nox's army. He scouts the ACU and then he just says Storm's coming. And Nox responds by leaving the water.
No, Nox was already leaving.
Oh.
She had the next before.
Okay.
Spare to ruin your fun.
Oh, I wanted to believe. Although I think Nox can probably win air in this position. He is currently at 20 inties to about 7.
Especially considering those 7 are all damaged as well.
They are not living their best life. So I think Nox is just, chilling, having a good time.
Yeah, there's little he can do to lose this. Must make quite some mistakes.
One Above All massing T1 bombers. like almost his entire economy into T1 bombers. And he's going to try to snipe the ACU?
I mean, it's the only thing that might work at this point, considering he lost all map control.
I don't know if you can ever snipe an ACU that's next to the water with 9 T1 bombers. I don't think that's ever happened. Not even once.
Listen, I think you've not watched enough low-rated games.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Though I feel like it might not happen here.
I think Noct might be just good enough with his fleet of 25 inties parked over his ACU to avoid dying.
That's what I think about this.
Sleepy gameplay.
Yeah.
As the Noct just sort of rolls over, and one of Evolve builds more T1 bombers. Oh, he's got a gunship too from Noct. Now one of Evolve is going to start building Torp bombers. He is going to try for the win condition.
Not the win condition.
Mm-hmm. Water for noobs.
Says the man hiding in the water.
Yeah, he's in the water too. Alright, he's got 19 T1 bombers and an ACU that's in the water. And yeah, you can't ground fire that with T1 bombers, I think. He's too deep.
Yeah. How many technical bombers does a man need? Sadly, he is still in the water.
You can call that an air fight, I guess. And like a few inties from one of Evolve just thrown into Noct's blob of interceptors.
Just imagine those were air beetles.
Mercies?
No, just air beetles. They just charge in and then explode enemy air units.
Ah, I see. When are you adding those?
Would actually be kind of funny though.
It would shake up the balance in some interesting ways.
Dude, you have stingers with beetles loaded inside of them?
Now who's hiding in water for real though? One of Evolve has renamed himself to Farms.
As he does.
He's been known to do this.
He's definitely been known to do this. He even renamed his fucking YouTube to my name.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not even joking.
That's an interesting thing for a person to do. I'll leave it at that. Alright, so Noct is just going to completely kill one above all space and is building torps to kill the ACU.
Hello, how do you plus 10 in live game?
I'm trying. It's not working.
At least it's less bad than the pizza game. This at least ends a little bit faster.
Yeah, like, Noct can just kill everything. Arguably preferable to a 1 hour Mentor game.
I've seen a few good games on Mentor, although generally it's not good. The issue generally with the map is it plays a lot like some 10 kilometer maps where it basically plays like all other chosen maps where there's a very low amount of safe core maxes, and most of the maxes are contestable, combined with some specifically located reclaim and hydros where just good BO into massive unit scaling into tech 1 spam and winning the game is extremely common here, and that's kind of what makes it a sad boy map. Although I've seen a few good games here.